What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links data mine video, and to today's data mine video, we're going to be talking about some new cards that are going to be hopefully added to Duel Links relatively soon. There's no release date for any of these cards, but hopefully these cards will be just, released into the game in the next upcoming weeks and months and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm super excited to do this data mine video because it's been a while since we talked about some new content for Duel Links, so I hope you guys are excited. And if you guys are, as always, hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. But of course, you can always wait to like and subscribe until you actually watch the video. You know, you just gotta say that at the beginning, boys. Anyway, so here's a couple of things I need to tell you guys about these cards. So first of all these cards that we're going to be talking about in this video were technically actually leaked like a long time ago. Like, these cards have been in the game's code for a long time, but we recently got some artwork in the game for these cards. Basically, Yazin told me in my Discord, and just basically he posts into a lot of Duel Links Discords on these data mines, and he basically said that the arts for all these cards are into the game, which means that possibly that we're going to be getting these cards relatively soon. So I can go switch to my full screen too right here. And by the way, if you guys want to get up to date on data mines before I make a video on them, as always, join my Discord, link in the description down below. But anyways, your boy Yazin, who data mines all of this, gave us arts for all these cards added to the game. So yeah, all these cards I've actually talked about in the past before, but the thing is that I want to just redo this video, not redo this video, but just talk about these cards again for any new viewers or just people that haven't heard about these cards in general, and just talk about them again, and that in hopes that we'll get these cards relatively soon. And we also have other things to talk about, and an EXP campaign in 10 to 13 days. So that is awesome to hear right here. Huge shout out to Yazin. You're the best, man. Thank you so much for sharing them in my Discord. For everybody that wants to check these data mines out early before I make a video on them, as always, go to the description down below and join my Discord. I've been busy with school recently, so that's why it's harder for me to be up to date on new stuff when it comes to Duel Links, but I'm trying my best, boys. I'm trying my best. I'm still happy to make this video for you guys. But without further ado, let's go talk about these spicy leaks. So we're going to switch to over here real quick, and I got this background. Maiden with the Eyes of Blue is not going to be in Duel Links. I just put this as the background because I couldn't find any other background that I liked for the video, so we're rocking the girl Maiden with the Eyes of Blue. It's an awesome wallpaper, but she is not getting added into Duel Links. I might make a video on why Maiden with the Eyes of Blue should be added to Duel Links, so to be honest, I can see this as a card being added to the game. But rambling aside, let's first talk about some of the card rarity change. So I've talked about the Monarch's Awaken and Anti-Fusion Device a while ago. If you want me to like give my discussion and stuff like that on these two cards, one of those little icon things will pop up on the top right of the video if I remember to do that, and you guys can go check out that video there. But these cards were actually already leaked a long time ago, but not a long time ago, but they were still like released recently in the data mines and some of the previous videos that I made. Anyways, so the Monarch's Awaken originally was at a rare rarity, but now it got bumped up to an SR, which is very understandable because honestly, this card isn't that bad. If you have no cards in your extra deck, you can target a face-up tribute summon monster you control, and its effects are negated. It also is unaffected by the effects other than this card. I thought that was way too good as a rare card, especially when I talked about it in my video, so it's a very cool idea that the fact that it got bumped up to an SR because it did deserve that slot, because honestly, if this was a rare, it would have been pretty overpowered, to be honest. So there is that right there, but still, if we get these as a ticket reward, it'll still be super easy to get, to be honest. So whatever right there. But yeah, Monarch's Awaken, it's a very interesting card. I think we'll see some play when it drops. And then also, for whatever reason, Anti-Fusion Device was a UR rarity, I believe. Got bumped down to an SR rarity or something like that, and now it's at a rare rarity. And let's be real here, Anti-Fusion Device definitely deserves a rare spot. While it is really cool that it just simply says destroy a face-up fusion monster on the board, it doesn't target, it doesn't like select it, it just straight up says destroy. And the fact that it says destroy right there is very good, and I think that it could bypass certain fusion monsters effects that it just says destroy. It doesn't say target, just like destroy right there. So definitely a cool card right there. But you're not always going to go against a fusion deck in Duel Links, and since you're not always going against a fusion deck in Duel Links, this card didn't really deserve the SRUR spot. Maybe in the past it could have, and maybe if fusions got way more support, was a super viable deck in Duel Links, then this card could have seen some play back in the day if it was released earlier. But nah, it's not going to be that good of a card, to be honest, especially since we're getting synchros like so soon, like end of September, boys. I'm so hyped about that. So yeah, I just gotta say, Anti-Fusion Device, it deserves that rare rarity. Now we're gonna be talking about some cards that, like I said, they've been data mined in the past, but we're gonna talk about them right now. And I don't know how I feel about this card. I read this before I started this video, and I'm like kind of on the effect and how it works. But basically, this is like Dagu or something like that. It's a 4-star Earth Rock with the effect. During the end phase of this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there by an opponent's card effect this turn. While in your possession, you can add from your deck to your hand one monster with a different level from the monsters you control and the monsters in your graveyard. You only can use this effect of Dagu once per turn. So basically, kind of how this card works is that if your opponent somehow like destroyed it, removed it from your hand, just somehow your opponent sends this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, you can activate its effect, and if you activate its effect, you can add a monster from your deck to your hand just with a different level than from the monsters you control and are in the monsters in your graveyard. So for example, if Dagu was your only monster on your board and it got sent by your opponent or sent to the graveyard for your opponent's card effect, you would be able to add a monster that's not a level 4, but you would be able to add any monster that's like a 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? Like you can add any monster like that from your hand to your from your deck to your hand with this card's effect. Can't do level 4 simply because it says that one monster with a different level from the monsters and from the monsters in your graveyard. So Dagu would be your only monster in the graveyard if this was the only one on your field that got removed. And yeah, you can just add any one of them right there. I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe in the future we'll see some like, you know, meta decks that like remove stuff. Because I don't think, because banishing this card won't work. So if it got killed by Onslaught, you wouldn't be able to add a new card to your hand, which sucks. What other cards are there? I know there's like some board wipe stuff. There's like for hires like Dampa. Dampa would be able to destroy a face-up monster on the board, and since it was set by opponent's card effect, you can add a card to your hand. But like, still, Dagu is just kind of a meh card. I can see it being pretty much like a rare card. To be honest, simply because I think currently in Duel Links, while we do have a lot of card effects that do remove monsters, at the same time, you're not always going to go against those. So running Dagu and relying on Dagu would just not be a good idea. It does have 1900 attack though, which I do like. I actually do like that a lot about it. So at least it's not a completely useless card in your hand. You can summon it in attack position and try to swing into your opponent for just some damage. 1900 4-star is really good. So there's just that right there. But it's a pretty mediocre card, to be honest. Like, I don't really have too much hype about it, but maybe you can see some play in the future. Maybe I'm missing out on something with this card. So if you guys have any combo ideas with Dagu, be sure to go in the comment section down below and just give me your thoughts. But yeah, Dagu seems pretty cool. If we get it added soon into the game, I guess that's neat, but I'm not looking that forward to it. But one card I am looking forward to be honest, is this Fire King card right here. Fire King Avatar, however you pronounce that last part of the word, I'm not going to pronounce it. It's a 4-star Fire Beast Warrior with the effect. When a monster effect is activated while this monster is in the field, a quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy another fire monster in your hand or field. Already, that's amazing. Like, I really like that effect right there. Next up, if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target a Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster in your graveyard, except this Fire King monster right here. Special summon it, but its effects are negated. Also, it is destroyed during the end phase. You only can use each effect of this Fire King card once per turn. So, first of all, right there, super cool that you can negate field effect or monster effects with this card right here. In Duel Links, we have so many monsters in the game that just activate your effects. Like, you summon this Fire King monster right here, your opponent summons Princess, you can negate it. You can negate Princess with this card, and with a bonus of negating one of your opponent's monsters, then you're able to destroy one of your fire monsters in your hand. So as you guys can see in the background, I've put Phoenix in the background, because if you guys remember this deck with Phoenix, basically the niche of it is that you destroy Phoenix. Once it's in your graveyard, destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon it during your standby phase. It pops every spell and trap card on the board, and you get a Phoenix on the board for that. So the fact that you can use this card right here, you negate one of your opponent's monsters effect, summon Phoenix, or send Phoenix to the grave with Avatar, you know, this King Avatar right here, and just negate one of your monsters effects, and then next turn summon Phoenix. Like, that is insane, and just honestly, I'm super hyped about this card. I didn't play Phoenix that much at all when the deck was like around, because I just didn't have enough copies of Phoenix. But I think I'm definitely going to want to try out Phoenix if we get this card soon. Hopefully, you can get 2 to 3 copies of this Fire King Avatar. If we only get 1 copy of it, I don't think the deck will be viable again. But I feel like this deck will have potential again if we get 3 copies of this Fire King Avatar card. So super cool right there. I'm honestly looking forward to this card. And then, yeah, also with the second effect, too, you can destroy it, sends to the graveyard. You can, you know, target a Fire Beast. Like, it does the same thing. If it gets destroyed, you can pop one of your Fire Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monsters in your, just in your graveyard. Wait, actually, hold up, I was reading it wrong. Brain Blast, I was reading it wrong. If it's actually destroyed, you can special summon one of your Fire, Beast, Warrior, Beast, Beast, and Winged Beast monsters from your graveyard. So if this gets destroyed by one of your other Fire King cards, like, you can pop this card with one of your other Fire King cards and special summon a Beast, Winged Beast, and Beast Warrior. That's really cool right there. Sadly, though, the end part of this effect, though, you can special summon it, but its effects are negated. It's also destroyed during the end phase. On the bright side, though, you can still attack with it that turn. So overall, I think it's actually pretty cool, and you can kind of get like an endless loop of destruction with a Phoenix, because you can special summon Phoenix back from the grave with Fire King Avatar's second effect, and then Phoenix would get destroyed in the end phase, but then whatever cards your opponent sets down, face down, you can just pop them all again. So super cool right here. Love the Phoenix support that we're going to get. Phoenix might come back if this card gets added to Duel Links, so please add it to Duel Links soon. I would honestly like to play with this deck and against this deck. Now we're going to be talking about a ton of ROID support that we got in this recent data mine. There's 4 cards to talk about in here, so let's get started. So first of all, we're going to talk about Super Metroid Mobile Base. This is a machine fusion with the effect. It takes 1 ROID fusion monster and 1 ROID monster. You can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, special summon 1 ROID monster from your deck or extra deck with an attack less than equal to that of the monster. You only can use this effect of Super Metroid Mobile Base once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, you can target a ROID monster in your main monster zone other than this card. Return a monster you control to the hand, and if you do move this card, you control to that monster's zone. Interesting card right there. I do like the fact that it does have 5,000 defense. If you can play a card that switches the attack and defense of this card, it would be very deadly. Cyrus has a trap card called Inverse Universe. I probably should pick up my phone right now and look that up real quick, but I believe it's Inverse Universe, and it switches the attack and defense of all of the monsters on the board. So comboing that trap card that Cyrus has with this Metroid vehicle would be a good idea. So you have a 5,000 attacking monster. I believe you can use a fusion substitute to substitute as a ROID fusion monster, but don't quote me on that. If not, then a couple, ROID monsters that I can hear. I have Duel Links opened up already. I just want to say that you can, use Super Mecharoid Jumbo Drill if you really wanted to. You can use Ambulance Rescue Roid, Parapsychroid, and you can also use Steam Gyroid if you really wanted to go for the Fusion Summon a mobile base. Still, I hope that you can use a Fusion Substitute for this Roid Fusion Monster, requirement. If not, that will suck, but if you can use a Fusion Substitute, that would be amazing. And then also just any other Roid monster. Super cool card right here. I think Roids might definitely get a boost with this, especially if you combo it with Inverse Universe. I think it would be a very interesting combo to do. And then, yeah, you can also special summon some of your Roid monsters from your deck or extra deck also if your opponent has some monsters on the board, which is always nice too. So if your opponent has a big monster on the field, you can use this Super Vehicord monster to special summon some more Roid and extra deck Roid monsters. So that's also pretty cool right here. I'm not too sure how I feel about the second effect or this last effect of it where you can switch its monster zone around. I don't really see the point of it too much in Duel Links at least, but it's an interesting effect to say the least. I don't know how I feel about it, but hey, it's one of the effects that you can use right there. Maybe I'm missing something with the last effect of this card, but overall, it seems like an interesting card. Don't know how consistent it will be because it is a fusion card, and fusion cards definitely have a hard time to be consistent. Just in general, because you need, Poly and then 2 monsters to go for that. It's a 3-card combo, and you might not have any back row to protect this card, so I don't know, but still, it's an interesting card to say the least. I don't know how well it'll help the deck, but we have to wait and see. But a card that might help that fusion deck is this card right here, Mixeroid. This is a 4-star wind machine effect. You can tribute a machine type monster and special summon 1 non-wind Roid monster from your deck. So that would be any Roid monster except for Mixeroid. Now I could quickly check right here. I think Mixeroid might be okay. Gyroid's also a wind monster, so you can't special summon that, but overall you can pretty much summon every Roid except for Decoyed Roy and Gyroid. So yeah, that is right there. So you can summon a ton of different Roid monsters with Mixeroid's effect, which is kind of interesting right there. You also can pay half of your life points and banish any number of machine monsters from your graveyard, including this card. Special summon them from your extra deck, 1 Roid fusion monster with the same level as the number of those banished monsters. So this would be an easier way to go for the fusion summon of Super Mecharoid, which will be Super Mecharoid, and this is a 10 star. So if you can get enough levels to equal 10 star, that would be very nice right there. And yeah, does it have to say with the same level number of those banished monsters? So you're most likely going to want to do this level 4, and then 2 level 3s, or 2 level 4s and 1 level 2. Let me go check the, how many Roids are in the game when it comes to this, but you might have to. It might have to be a combo. Yeah, you're either going to have to do 2 level 4s and 1 level 2, or 1 level 4 or 2 level 3s to use Mixeroid's effect to at least fusion summon to Super Mecharoid, but of course there's also other Mecharoid or just Roid fusion monsters also in the game. So there's actually a lot of fusion monsters you can actually go into with this right here. So I think Mixeroid's definitely going to be pretty good right there for just fusion summoning just the big boss and the other Roid monsters in general. So I do like that right there. This card seems pretty good, and it's also a 4-star monster with 2200 attack with no drawback whatsoever. You could probably put this in some just stall defense decks if you really wanted to. I don't think it will be that practical, but if you really wanted to, you could do that, because that's 2200 defense for like no drawback whatsoever. So that's cool right there too. And that's cool right there too. And yeah, but destroyed during the end phase. I didn't read the last part of the card, but trying to kill that damn fly. Anyways, you only can use the effect of Mixeroid once per turn, so and yeah, your monster gets destroyed in the end phase. So that sucks right there, but still, overall, it's an interesting card. This card might see some play in the deck, and you can go into the special summons and certain things, so I don't know, it's a cool card. Next up, we're going to talk about Metroid City. This is a field spell. You can target one other card you control, destroy it, and if you do, add one Roid monster from your deck to your hand. That's going to combo well with Mixeroid, because you can use your Roid monster from the graveyard to go for those fusion summons, so that's cool right there. During damage calculation, if your Roid monster battles, you can send a Roid monster from your deck to the graveyard. Switch the original attack and defense of your battling monster during the damage calculation only. This card can combo with that big boss Roid monster that you guys can see in the background. Yeah, the Super Mecharoid card that we are just talking about, so that can combo well with that too. You only can use each effect of this Metroid City once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters turn you activate either of these cards' effects. That's interesting right there, but it kind of makes sense. So yeah, interesting card. I mean, you can destroy your own monsters and then add different Roids from your hand, or from deck to your hand. You can use those Roids from the graveyard that you just popped and combo them with Mixeroid to go for fusions, which would be pretty cool. And you can switch the attack and defense of your battling Roids if you want to. Within that. So yeah, your 5000 defense Roid can go to 5000 attack instead. So that's pretty cool right there. Decent field spell. And then last but not least, last card we're going to talk about is Emergency Roid Call. I'm going to mess that up. But anyways, this is a counter trap. When a spell trap card or monster effect is activated while you control a fusion monster, negate the activation, and then send all cards with the same name of that card from the activating player's deck and extra deck to the graveyard. You can banish this card from the graveyard, target a Roid monster in the graveyard, and add to your hand. You only can use the effect Emergency Roid Call once per turn. So honestly, that's actually pretty good. So if you have any fusion Roid monster on the board, you have this counter trap right here, you can just stop pretty much anything your opponent's doing. And added benefit, you can remove all those spell trap or monster effects from their deck to the graveyard. That's pretty cool right here. Honestly, Roids are looking pretty hype. While it is going to be difficult to summon out some of the fusion monsters in certain scenarios, they do have some decent back row to compensate for that. So I think Call definitely be a card you want to run in your deck. Hopefully you can get 2 to 3 copies of this card so we can combo it with our Roid decks. But that's actually not that bad of a card in my opinion. I don't know though, but yeah, I think that's actually going to do it for me guys though, with just comes the leak. Sorry for this video being a little bit long. I actually haven't checked the time of this video yet, but I feel like it's a little bit long. Sorry about that. We're back on the leaks, boys. Hopefully we get some more leaks soon when Yubel gets added to Duel Links. I'll try my best to make content when Yubel gets released into Duel Links, and hopefully we get some leaks and stuff like that when Yubel gets released. So yeah, but if we do get leaks and just content in general for Duel Links, be sure to go hit that sub button and like button if you guys are enjoying this video. I'm having a hard time with this outro, boys, but seriously, hit that subscribe button if you guys want to get notified when I make new videos. And then also, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. There you go. That's how we do an outro right there, boys. But seriously though, thank you guys for watching today's video. Watt007 is back on that Duel Links content, and I'm glad they be here, guys. Other than that though, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.